भवतु सह नौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Yes.
Karma, the Vairagya, but the renouncing the doership. Jnana Yoga, the renouncing the very I and the doership, the I am the doer. So I am the doer, I am the Appear the renouncing the doership, renouncing the very I in the surrender. Doership, I am the doer, I
A clarification from yesterday's session. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. So the Karma Yogi renounces the doership. The sannyasi renounces the very I itself. Or he identifies the I with its true identity. Either you can say he is renouncing the I, or he is identifying with the true identity. In Karma Yoga, when you are saying, I am not the doer, when you are saying, I am not the doer, what does it imply? You know you are the doer and you are trying to convince yourself that you are not the doer. In the stage of Jnana Yoga, that itself doesn't exist. That is the difference. When you say, it is the one who practices, I am not the doer. Who's the one who has to practice, I am not the doer? The one who is convinced that he is the doer. I am convinced that I am the doer, but I am also convinced. I am also convinced by what the logic of the Shastras, which I try to follow. I try to practice it by saying I am not the doer. Are you able to follow? This is the fundamental difference. I am not the doer is from the thing that I am the doer. Through knowledge and understanding, I am trying to practice that I am not the doer. The question has not yet come as to what is this I? Who is this I? The moment the question comes, what is this I? Who's this I? You are no more a Karma Yogi, you have become a Jnana Yogi. Because you have started to question, who am I? Who's that? What does that inquiry about the I means? What does inquiry about the I means? The inquiry about the I means the inquiry of who? Who am I? Which itself is a shift in, which itself is a very big shift in spiritual evolution. Now you can't start with the inquiry of who am I and all. The Karma Yogi doesn't do this inquiry of who am I. A Karma Yogi is not matured enough to do this inquiry. If he is matured enough to do this inquiry, then he is no more a Karma Yogi. He will not be bound by so many actions. He will not have that many obligatory actions. He will not come and ask, is it okay to leave the family and go away? He will not ask that question. For he is convinced that there is no family, there is no obligation. For a Karma Yogi, there are bondages, there are obligations, there are so many things. Are you able to follow the difference? A Jnana Yoga, a person who has come to the level of Sankhya Yoga, understands things in a completely different way. What is the different way he understands? He says, other than the self, there is no other obligation. Other than serving the Guru, who is guiding me for moksha, there is no other obligation. But you have a family, but you have the parents to take care, but you have this, but you have that. How can you leave all this and go? If a person is thinking like this, if a person has this kind of an understanding, means he is not yet fit for Jnana Yoga. For he is not asking this question of who am I. He is still caught up with the actions. Since he is caught up with actions, certain techniques is prescribed. So, I am the doer is I am not the doer is fundamentally different from saying who am I. These two are fundamentally different. They are not the same. That is why this who am I thing we really don't talk that much. We talk more about the action, the attitude behind action, how does one understand the pala, and all that is what we keep talking a lot. This who am I we never talk a lot, because fifth minute you will fall off to sleep. The moment any discussion about the I starts, the mind will switch off. இல்லையா? இன்னைக்கு யார் வந்திருக்கிறாங்க கிளாஸுக்கு, யார் வரல, ஏன் அவங்க வரல, ஏன் இவங்க வந்திருக்கிறாங்க. Now mind will go into all this. The moment any discussion about the I comes, the moment a discussion about conquering something, the moment the discussion comes about doing something, the moment a discussion comes about achieving something, immediately there is an alertness. Immediately there is an alert. It implies that we are still at the level of need to practice karma yoga only. We may like it, we may not like it, we may accept it, we may not accept it. Are you able to follow? These are that is why I said a jnana yogi thinks very differently. I was just contrasting, for I am not getting into the discussion of jnana yogi here. We are discussing yajna karma. I was only describing how yajna karma leads you to jnanam and the jnanam leads you to moksha. In that context, I said, we are not going to discuss jnana yogi here. That is not the purpose of discussion at all here. The purpose of the discussion here, we are restricting it only to karma yoga and the 12 yajnas. I was only explaining how the karma yoga leads you to jnana yoga and the jnana yoga takes you to moksha. Sakshan mokshaika sadhanam pakasya vakniva jnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. The direct means for liberation is knowledge. Na karmana na prajayadanena tyage naike amrtatva manashuhu. The direct means for liberation is knowledge, is established very clearly. If direct means of liberation is knowledge, then why bother about action? Then why bother about it? That the direct means for liberation is sakshan mokshaika sadhanam karmanana prajayadanena tyagena ike amrtatva manashuhu. A few have achieved only through renunciation, which means the knowledge part. But then how to mature to the knowledge part is our challenge here. What is the challenge? What is the relevance of 12 yajnas? Is to mature to get to that level of jnana. You follow? So we are not discussing anything about the knowledge part here. I am not even venturing into that discussion. For this discussion, strictly restricting it to the yajna karma, as in the 12 yajnas. Why this 12 yajnas? Are you able to follow? Now, why this 12 yajnas is because the most original, unique interpretation of 12 yajnas in the way that he has done, the masterpiece of Swamiji's work. As a disciple should not talk about the glories of the Guru. It's so silly to talk about it. It's so arrogant to talk about that. But in this context, why we go out of the way and talk about the 12 yajnas as in this kind of special normal tuition class, but then a special tuition class. Why this special tuition class? Nobody else. Even today I was referring to one of the I was referring to some of the very, very known orthodox traditional commentaries even this morning. Nowhere near this explanation. So unique, so original, so extraordinary. The way in which he has interpreted the 12 yajnas. Since we are having a very unique and wonderful explanation, so practical and so meaningful, it is worth spending some extra time on this, is the attitude. Rest of the things I've done by, rest of the things are 70-80% more or less the same. Only the words may differ, only the vocabulary may differ. But here, the very uniqueness is this, the very uniqueness of him, of Swamiji's work is bringing out the yajna concepts in this 12 yajnas, as in giving a sequence to it. Everybody talks about it as an isolated thing. Most of the original commentaries, Swadhyaya, Jnana Yajna, they divide that itself into two, Swadhyaya Yajna, Jnana Yajna. So nobody has gone into the sequence in the way that he has done it, and which is so meaningful, so wonderful. And we being serious students, I thought we can spend some extra time in understanding this. That is why the uniqueness of it and the glory of it is what is driving us to spend some extra time specifically on this concept. Yeah. Now, we move into the 12 yajnas. Yajna, the definition we have understood. Yajna is action with worshipful attitude. Action with worshipful attitude is what 12 yajnas is all about. Go from the basics. We'll move from the basics. Step number 1. Man is different from other species. A human being is different from other species. We are not saying superior. He is different. What is the fundamental difference? The fundamental difference is his actions. He has to decide the direction of his action. The fundamental difference between the human being and the other species is the human being has the choice to direct his actions. He can choose. Other species, they can't choose. They also act. But the direction is not of their choice. Therefore, Vedanta starts with this first formula. Jantunam Naranam Durlabam. To be a human being is unique. They don't say superior. They don't say superior because superiority is the language of the West. Vedantic language says it is different. What is the difference? The difference is fundamentally this. What is this? He has the freedom to choose the direction of his action. And this choosing the direction can be of 3 types. Fulfillment of likes and dislikes indiscriminately. Fulfillment of likes and dislikes within a discipline. Transcending the likes and dislikes itself. These are the three choices of a human being. These are the 3 choices. Now, what is implied here is the first 2 is already understood as the first 2 the first 2 we have already understood it as futile, waste. We have already understood that. So the first 2 through knowledge and understanding, we have negated that and we are not moving in that path. Theoretically speaking, at least. Yeah. இல்ல சார் நான் இன்னும் அந்த அளவுக்கு இவால்வ் ஆகலைன்னா டசன்ட் மேட்டர். அந்த அளவுக்கு இவால்வ் ஆகலையா சார்னா it is only to support your thumbs அவ்வளவுதான். Not wanting to put in the effort. What can I do, sir? I can't do anything. It means that person is justifying the thumbs, that's all. Here in Yajna Karma and all this is not acceptable. You need to die doing this, doesn't matter. Big deal. But sir, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Another Janma, you will continue the effort. Nothing will change. But sir, we are not that evolved. I am still distracted by the world. All that is understood. But all this is not a reason to not to pursue. So, Jantunam Naranam Durlabham. And what is the Durlabha? What is the rarity? What is the speciality, uniqueness? You must understand every being is unique. Every species is unique. It's not that uniqueness is different. Uniqueness is only to a human being. All species has a uniqueness, but there is a fundamental thing to their uniqueness, which is as a human being, his uniqueness is different. That much you need to understand first. All species have a uniqueness about them. The cobra has a uniqueness about itself. The bird has a uniqueness itself. The tiger has a uniqueness. The deer has a uniqueness. Clear? The submarine species has their own uniqueness. If you look at those submarine species documentary and all, looks like cartoon figures they are. Very difficult to believe that a species like that actually do exist. So every species is unique, but their uniqueness is very, very limited. In the case of a human being, it is very different. What is the difference? He has the choice. What is the choice? The direction of his actions can be, he can choose the direction of his action. The very fact that we say he has the choice means, what are the choices he has? 3 choices. Indiscriminately pursuing likes and dislikes, pursuing likes and dislikes within dharma, or wanting to get rid of likes and dislikes itself. Vedanta, where does Vedanta start? The first category we don't discuss at all. Indiscriminately pursuing likes and dislikes, so they don't start with that at all. Like Kathopanishad says, there are 2 paths. The path of the Shreya and the path of the Preya. The path of the pleasant and the path of the good. Here we are discussing the path of the good. Yajna Karma is the path of the good. So, the first thing in action is determining the direction. Determining in what direction your actions are going to be performed, going to be executed. Direction. So the first two yajnas talks about the direction, or you can call it as a goal. You can call it as a goal, or you can call it as a direction. Therefore, the first two yajnas talks about the limited goal and the absolute goal. Are you able to connect? If you are not able to connect, ask me to repeat, I will repeat. Direct action has to be, for a human being's action, he has to have a direction, a goal. And that goal can be limited or absolute. That goal can be limited or that goal can be absolute. So the first two yajnas talk about the limited goal and the absolute goal. Having determined the goal, what are the, having determined the path, having determined the goal, what is the path to that goal? What is it that you have to use? What is it that you have to use? What is it that you can use to get to that goal? What is it that you have to use to get to that goal? The senses, the mind, the very senses no sollakudadu. The very karmendriyas, the very mind, the very jnanendriyas, the very intellect, the pranas. Having set a goal, what is it that you have as, what is it that you can use to get to that goal? You can use only that which you have, no. You can use that which you have, and you have to use all that you have. You can't only use one. You can't say buddhi vachi, I will discuss our mind and senses, let it run behind the world. Mind, let it think about the God, let the senses indulge, let the intellect worry about the corona numbers. Every half an hour I'm checking the corona numbers. Stock market numbers, corona numbers I'm checking. Now, you need to know what you have, and you need to use, all that you have. When you do this, so 12 yajnas is nothing but first fixing the direction to the action, and then saying all that you have systematically. One flows into the other. Systematically, one flows into the other. And he will start from the senses and flow into the control. As we go along, we will see all that. I'm giving you the background of from the ritual yajna, we went on to the attitude behind yajna. From attitude behind yajna, we went on to action, direction, and using all that you have collectively in that direction. Even if you miss one, even if you do not use one, to that extent your progress is retarded. So if you want to do yajna karma, you need to use everything. Use everything that you have. If you are using everything that you have, by default, what are you doing? All your activities are converted into worship. This is 12 yajnas. So how to use individually? How to use individually? How to use individually? And how he discovered that, and see, now that he has discovered and explained it, it looks so simple. Have you ever noticed? Problem is understood after the answer is given. Question is always understood after the answer, no? The way that he has explained it is so simple. Now it looks like a common sense. Now it looks like common sense. What is so great? What is so great in it? What is so great in it is how everybody has missed it is the beauty of it, and how he spent time trying to connect each and everything. So, and the chart konjam podunga. The 12 yajnas. Now, here we see limited ideal and absolute ideal, which is what எனக்கு left. எனக்கு leftல இருக்குது stimuli. It starts from there, the limited ideal, the absolute ideal, and then it goes on to so it starts from the stimuli to perception, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it goes a cycle. So redoing this cycle again and again and again is yajna karma. Going through this cycle, like it's not that you go through it once and it is done. You go over it again and again and again is what yajna karma is all about. So this limited ideal and the absolute ideal. So first thing is action needs a direction. And what gives a direction to the action? The goal gives the ideal, the goal. So you can say that ideal can be of two, limited ideal and absolute ideal. When you perform actions, action is what is action means? Action implies three things. Action implies three things: receipt, reaction, response. This is what activity means. Human activity means he has to constantly do these three: receipt, reaction, response. Human activity. I'm not talking about action. I'm using the word activity. The human activity is of three. What is the three? The three of receipt, reaction, and response. This is what is known as the three transactions of life. When we say a person is dead, none of this happens in that person. There is no receipt, there is no reaction, there is no response. Therefore, when these three are happening, when these three stops, we say that person is dead. So, what are we discussing as? What is it that we are discussing it as? Activity, the three functions. What are the three functions? The receipt, the reaction, the response. These three, receipt, reaction, and response, follows the limited ideal or the absolute ideal. The receipt, reaction, and response follows the receipt, reaction, and response. So whenever I go through this receipt, reaction, and response, I check all the three at the background of the ideal. So the first two sets the platform. What is the platform? Limited ideal or an absolute ideal. Performing, moving towards that ideal is what activity means, and activity means these three things. What are the three things? The receipt, the reaction, and the response. Having discussed about the receipt and having known, I'm not going into this receipt, reaction, and response because we have studied all that any number of times. I'm not going into those details. I'm going to get into directly into that yajna portion straight away because we have studied this receipt, reaction, and response. The five things that you have is that which performs these three. The Jnanendriyas receives the stimuli, reaction happens in the inner personality, responses happens through Karmendriyas. Jnanendriyas, inner personality, mind and intellect, Karmendriyas. Jnanendriyas, mind and intellect, Karmendriyas. Worship has to happen when all these are doing their respective activity. Worship has to happen, remembrance of Brahman has to happen when these instruments are doing their respective activities. What you should remember? It should not get involved in the activity, it should remember the divine. How to do that is yajna karma. So, from morning, from the time you wake up, by the time to go to sleep, you are remembering the divine continuously. So, at any point of time, you don't miss the divine. This is the sequence of the 12 yajnas. This is the sequence of the 12 yajnas. If you remember, in chapter 3, verse number 10, he said, Esavo Swishta Kamaduk. He quoted the Prajapati, he quoted the Creator, and he said, the capacity to perform sacrifice is given to you at the creation itself. At the creation means the creation of the human being. The moment The moment you are a Purusha, this Purusha has this capacity. What is this capacity? This capacity to perform action which can give you peace and prosperity, or it can give you moksha. It can give you peace and prosperity, or it can give you moksha. The two choices is established here. What are the two choices? The limited ideal and the absolute ideal. I will discuss about that ideal in detail. What is the limited ideal? What is the absolute ideal? We will discuss that in detail. Now, I gave the broad framework of the 12 yajnas as to how each one is interconnected. It is not that you can do only one yajna. What you need to understand is a person has to do all the 12 yajnas. It is not like between amongst the 12 you can choose anything. Amongst the 12 இதுல chart எடுத்துடலாம் போறோம். Amongst the 12, what is the choice? What should I practice? இந்த 12 எது சார் பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணோம்? இந்த 5 சென்சஸ்ல எந்த சென்ஸை ஃபங்க்ஷன் பண்ண வைக்கணும்? It's like asking of the five jnanendriyas, which jnanendriya I should allow it to function? All. Similarly, you have to perform all the 12 yajnas. Don't worry, we may not do it perfectly. We may do it with a lot of dosha in it. We may do it with a lot of faults in it. It is okay. For doing is better than not doing it. So don't immediately worry about doing it perfectly and all that. Also, what you need to understand is what you need to perform. You have to perform everything. You have to perform everything. The only recommendation is in the direction fix பண்ணும்போதே use your intellect and fix the direction very clearly. When you are fixing the direction, don't fix the limited as the direction and then hope one day to shift it to absolute. Because at any given point of time, the dilemma that you have today will be the dilemma eternally. So might as well sort out the dilemma now itself and fix the goal. Are you able to follow? It's not that you fix the limited ideal and achieve perfection in that and then go to absolute. At any given point of time, you have to leave the limited to go to the absolute. The dilemma that you are facing today is the dilemma that you will be facing at any given point of time. Where we come in is having known this dilemma is going to be the same. Having known the difficulty is going to be the same. Might as well do it. Might as well do it now. Why might as well do it now is because the current situation that we are in is we are better placed. We are better placed. When I say we are better placed means we don't have any major worries and anxieties. Our survival is not under threat. Lockdown சொன்னா கூட கேட் வரைக்கும் வருது எல்லாம். Lockdown கூட they are saying it's coming up to the, even then where is the threat? Are you able to follow? So everything, so more or less things are stable. When things are more or less stable, quickly make use of it. So the recommendation here is limited ideal, absolute ideal. No, don't compromise for limited ideal. How to do that? Now I'll start from verse number 25. The first two yajnas we will discuss today. Is it okay, the cycle? Don't worry, you will not miss it, because throughout this, till we finish this 12 yajnas, we'll be going through the cycle only again and again. So we will not miss it. So verse number 25. Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajye naivopa juhvati. Text pakkathil vechukonga, it becomes easy to follow. Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajye naivopa juhvati. Some yogis perform sacrifice to gods. Others perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman. Some yogis perform sacrifice to gods is okay. Others perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman. Konjam spinning it is. It goes for a spin. Anything about absolute will always go for a spin. Anything about relative is always easy to understand. So the first yajna is limited ideal. What is the limited ideal? Some yogis perform sacrifice to gods. Idhula explain பண்றதுக்கு ஒண்ணும் இல்ல பெருசா. We have seen it any number of times. Adula persa explain பண்றதுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல. Gods means plural means worldly goals and ambitions, and you do it with dedication and shraddha, all that, they will bless you. If you work in the organization with dedication and all that, even though you may not be getting anything in the immediate, in the long run you will be well taken care of. Peace and prosperity, everything will come to you. This is limited goal. Now comes the second yajna. Others. Gods, na plural, limited ideal. From this we derive how it is called as a limited ideal. Then the second ideal is absolute ideal. That is why limited ideal yajna number 1 arugum. Absolute ideal yajna number 2, because he is going in the sequence of the verse. Daivameva pare yajnam, limited ideal. Brahmagnava pare yajnam, where Brahman is, where the capacity to sacrifice itself is given up. Now we start to understand the second yajna, what is known as the absolute ideal. What is that absolute ideal? Refer, fortunately I referred already, refer verse number 10 of chapter 3. In the commentary itself, it is there. Refer verse number 10 of chapter 3, when he says, the Creator created humanity with the power of yajna. Through yajna activities, people enjoy prosperity and peace. The human species alone has been blessed with this gift of yajna from the very beginning of creation. Creation emerged along with yajna, the starting point. First few sentences is what he has already described. Now where the knowledge part starts in is from this statement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th sentence. Creation emerged along with yajna. Because Prajapati, he has said it already in verse number 10. See, this is the typical Shastric way of explaining a concept. As said previously, As said previously is a very typical Shastric way. As said previously in verse number 10. Verse number 10, he will say, as said in the Upanishads already. They keep, that's a very, because I'm just a small digression here. This is the Shastric way of establishing knowledge as the Pramanam. This is the way. This is the typical way. This is the typical, a small digression here, because you need to know the method of analysis. Please understand the method of analysis of Vedanta. The method of analysis here. The method of analysis here is this. What is the method of analysis here? The method of analysis here is not, there are 4 pramanas: Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana and traditional Agama Vedanta. Now, that which the three cannot talk about is what the Shastra is talking about. That which Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana cannot talk about, that which Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana cannot explain about is what the Shastra is explaining. Therefore, it itself is the authority. For all other knowledges, your perception is the authority. Your inference is the authority. Are you able to follow the difference? In all other worldly knowledges, straight away it is very easy to grasp, straight away very, very easy to digest, because you are the authority there. Your instruments are the authority there. When it comes to Vedanta, they are not the, here, what is the authority? For the worldly knowledges, you yourself is authority. Na? For this what we are discussing, Shastra itself is authority. So they will quote themselves and establish. They will quote themselves and they will establish, which is a very unique way of, which is a very, it is unique to the Shastric way. This is the typical classical Vedantic style of saying. Like in the 4th chapter of the beginning, he said that, no, I gave this knowledge to Vivaswan, Vivaswan gave it to Manu, Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. In the 3rd chapter, he said, Pura Prokta Mayanaga. In the 2nd chapter, he said, Ashochanan Vashochasvam Prajna Vadam Sibhashase Katasu Nagatashuschya Nanushochanti Panditaha. So they quote this as a valid pramanam. What is the valid pramanam? Creation emerged along with Yajna. Her creation emerged along with Yajna. Where is the, what is the pramanam? Are you able to follow? What is the pramanam for this? Pramanam is chapter 3, verse 10. Chapter 3, verse 10 is the pramanam. Creation emerged along with Yajna. In absolute ideal, what happens in that absolute ideal? In the absolute ideal, the creation itself falls back. Absolute ideal, moksha means the entire creation falls back. It's not that you achieve realization and all others are left behind. It's not like you wake up from the dream and the dream is still continuing somewhere. You wake up from the dream, the entire dream falls back. Similarly, when you wake up to moksha, the entire thing folds itself, which is what absolute ideal is all about. In the process of folding, what will go last? If creation is to fold back to its very source, then what will dissolve back lastly? The capacity to yajna itself. It means he is talking about the absolute ideal. This is how we conclude that he is talking about the absolute ideal. So if creation is to fold back to its very source, yajna will be the last to dissolve. So he is giving up that. So when yajna itself is given up, creation can no longer be sustained. So creation irukkanumna yajna vechirukkanum. So when you let go of the yajna itself, the dissolution, when yajna itself is given up, creation can no longer be sustained. For who's there to sustain the creation? Who's there to say there is a, who's there to say I am there, actions are there? Who's there to say all that? What is the peace that he is looking for? What is the prosperity that he is looking for? What is it that he is aspiring for? Therefore, the dissolution of the created world marks the unfoldment of Brahman, which is the absolute ideal, which is what moksha, self-realization is all about. Hence, this verse claims you reach Brahman. Beautiful is this verse. You reach Brahman by oblating the very capacity to sacrifice, by offering yajna itself into the fire of Brahman. Symbolic it is. Don't take it too literally. It is symbolic. You give up the very, what is that? Jantunam, Naranam, Durlabham. Idallam connect pannanum. Adukku dhaan ivlo sonnathu. So you miss all the steps and go to that first step. In that very first step itself, what is it that is given to you? You can use this yajna, esavo sishta kamaduk. As a kamadukka use panni, you can find peace and prosperity, or you can go back to Brahman. You can go back to Brahman. Most of the time what people do, or we are in this current situation where we are because we all pursued limited ideals. We all pursued limited ideals, as a result of which we gotten ourselves in this situation. So we need to reverse the process. What is reversing the process means? Have the absolute. So limited ideal is one yajna, absolute ideal is another yajna. It is also a connection, because having done limited ideals to some extent and having understood the futility of it, you come to the absolute ideal. So even here the connection is maintained. What is the connection? You pursue the limited ideals for a while, which you have already done. So the first yajna is kind of already done. First yajna is kind of already done. Now what you do? Move on to the second yajna. First yajna le don't get stuck. Move on to the second yajna. What is second yajna? Symbolically he says, others perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of, perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman. It means what? Symbolically, it means they are willing to let go of everything, including the capacity to perform sacrifice. When what drives the person to let go of the very fundamental capacity, which is so unique to a human being itself, he is willing to sacrifice. For what? For folding back. இதெல்லாம் என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா, it is implied that we are frustrated with limited ideals. Frustrated na futility புரிஞ்சவாள்னு அர்த்தம். Limited ideals ஓட futility புரிஞ்சிடுதுன்னு அர்த்தம். Theoretically we are assuming that, அவ்வளவுதான். புரிஞ்சிடுதான்னு கேட்டா introspection everybody has to figure it out. I am not here, or nobody comments to say you are, or you have, or you don't have. Are you able to follow? What is performing limited ideals means? limited ideal is pursuing the limited ideal is what has brought us into this current stage of a stability. There is a current stability. We need not worry about anything. Still we will sit and worry. That is our foolishness. Foolishness எல்லாம் மருந்து கிடையாது. Still we will sit and worry. Still we will sit and worry about gate is locked. Then if the gate is open, then I'll worry about the traffic in the street. Then I will worry about something else. Then அது endless point இருக்கும். We are not discussing that. Here what is implied here, you have understood the limitations of pursuing the limited ideal. What is the limitation of pursuing the limited ideal? What is the limitation? What is the limitation of pursuing the limited ideal? What is the limitation? The limitation of pursuing the limited ideal is back to square one. All the effort that you put, gain something, only to lose it and start all over again. You start all over again. You achieve so much, lose everything and start all over again. You achieve so much, lose everything and start all over again. This is the futility, this is the limitation of the limited ideal itself. A person understood this, wants to move the direction. What is the direction? He exercises the choice. Are you able to follow now? He is exercising the choice. What is the choice that he is exercising? The choice that he is exercising is to move from the limited ideal to the absolute ideal. He is moving. He is shifting. Consciously shifting. It's a conscious, effort-driven shift. It's not an automatic shift that will happen by itself. It is a conscious, effort-driven shift. And this conscious, effort-driven shift has to be done at any point of time. Krishna's rejoinder here, the corollary here is, do it now. Because anyway the effort is the same. Anyway it is the same. Anyway giving up is the same. Anyway the pain of giving up and all is the same. 100 years kaichu panna, 100 janmas kaichu panna, it's not going to be any easier. It is going to be the same. Having understood this, do it now. So what he does, that's what is symbolically he says by he is willing to give up the capacity to perform sacrifice itself. Are you okay till now? When he is willing to give up the capacity to perform sacrifice itself, what is he giving up? Peace and prosperity. Yeah, we have said already, yajna gives you peace and prosperity. ஐயோ இது தெரியாது சார் எங்களுக்கு இவ்வளவு நாள், இது வேண்டவே வேண்டாம். Anything that is going to let me rid of peace and prosperity, I will not let go. Abdina, you go back to limited ideal. Are you able to follow? When he is, look at the verse now. Perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman, meaning he is willing to let go of the capacity to sacrifice itself. When he is willing to let go of the capacity to sacrifice itself means, what is he actually letting go of? In the way that we can understand it better. Yajnava vitta, that which is the product of yajna also will go along with it. So when you let go of the capacity to sacrifice itself, what are you letting go of by default? Peace and prosperity. When you are letting go of peace and prosperity, you are aspiring for moksha. அதுதான் limited ideal to absolute ideal. அப்படின்னா the third thing now. Are you able to follow now? The third thing now. The third thing is when you are willing to let go of the capacity to sacrifice itself, what are you letting go of? Peace and prosperity. When you are letting go of peace and prosperity means, what are you saying? I have nothing to do with the world, because peace and prosperity belongs to the world. When you let go of peace and prosperity, you are saying, I have nothing to do with this world. அதை எங்க போடுறோம்னா ஃபயர்ல போடுறோம். ஏன்னா ஃபயர்ல போட்டாதான் it gets destroyed completely. இல்லையா? ஃபயர்ல போட்டுட்டு திருப்பி எடுக்க முடியாது அதை. இல்லையா? Once something is put into the fire, the form changes. You can't put into the fire and take it back. டக்குன்னு எடுக்கலாம் கூட முடியாது. That is why yajna fire is so meaningful. Are you able to follow? See, clarifications I'll take up. I want to finish the flow. That's why I'm going in a sequence. So when you let go of the capacity to yajna, when you are letting go of the capacity to sacrifice itself, what are you letting go of actually? Peace and prosperity. Sir, all along we have come here only for அதுக்கு தானே சார் வந்தோம். இப்ப திடீர்னு அத்தையே எதுக்கு வந்தோமே, அத்தையே விட சொன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? ஓ அப்படின்னா இன்னும் புரியலன்னு அர்த்தம். Go back to don't go back to yajna karma, go back to punya karma. When you are doing punya karma, don't come and ask for anything. When you are involved in punya karma, what you have no right to ask for anything. When you are doing punya karma, you have no right to ask for anything permanent. Sashwata. Correct. You have no right to ask for anything permanent. இது அப்படியே சாஸ்வதமா இருக்குமா, இது அப்படியே பெர்மனண்டா இருக்குமான்னு you cannot ask. When you are looking for punya karma, what you have to accept, it will be temporary, waste of time, waste of effort. Why will anybody who has a little bit of ounce of thinking, why will they want to do that? Why will they want to do that? So they shift to the absolute ideal. So the sequence is, we have already done a little bit of yajna number 1, and we need to shift the gears to move into yajna number 2, absolute ideal. And how do we say that this is an absolute ideal? Because he is saying, when you are letting go of the capacity to sacrifice, what are you letting go of? The formula for peace and prosperity. When you are letting go of the formula of peace and prosperity, what are you saying? I have nothing to do with the world. That direction drives the 3 transactions of life now. I have nothing to do with the world is the direction that drives the 3 transactions of life, and we move on to yajna number 3. That's the sequence. Are you able to understand the sequence? That's the sequence that goes into yajna number 3. Cycle starts. Now for cycle 3 ki pola, I am still explaining yajna number 2 only. I am only saying how it will lead the 3 transactions of life: the receipt, the reaction, and the response. One yajna is to say, one way of exercising the choice. One way of exercising the choice is peace and prosperity. Purpose of life என்ன சார்? நிம்மதியா இருக்கணும். நிம்மதியா சாவணுமா? I have to live peacefully and die peacefully. Yeah. Neither you will live peacefully, neither can you die peacefully. Both doesn't happen. Why? Because the very nature of limited ideal is it will not give you. Or whatever peace it gives you, that peace is so momentary, that peace is so transitory. One incident can take away the entire. One event, one incident in life irreversibly can take away the peace. Just one incident is enough. One incident is enough. One event enough to take away the peace irreversibly in your life after that. Now, the very peace itself is very fragile. But கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு இருக்கும் அவ்வளவுதான். As in Swarga. That is why this is the limitation of Karma Kanda. This is the limitation of limited ideal, is the limitation of Karma Kanda portion. Karma Kanda means don't take it as ritualistic action. Karma Kanda means don't take it as ritualistic action. Karma Kanda means acting in your Swadharma Karma with a discipline, enjoying peace and prosperity. This is Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda means acting in your Swadharmic field of activity within a boundary by which you attain some peace and prosperity. Abbada. At one stage, this itself is very good. At another stage, this itself is very futile. So, Yajna Karma marks the shift from. Yajna Karma helps you to get that peace and prosperity. The same Yajna Karma shifts it to the absolute ideal also. So, what is that absolute ideal? That wonderful capacity that you have, instead of wasting it on this limited peace and prosperity and all that, yeah. இந்த காரியம் பண்ணா எனக்கு நிம்மதியா இருக்கு சார். இந்த காரியம் பண்ணா எனக்கு சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. That is limited ideal. It means what? You will do it as long as it gives you. You will do it as long as it gives you happiness. The moment it stops giving you happiness, you will stop. Will stop doing that. Or if some situations in life you are not able to do it, you will be so frustrated that you are not able to do it. Are you able to follow? You will develop either a raga for doing it or a dvesha for doing it. But nevertheless, you are still under the influence of raga dvesha only. A raga for doing it means pannuna nimmadi. A time will come where you will not be able to do it. Oh, I can't stand that. I want to die before that can happen. It means you are attached to that. It means you have developed the raga for the doing. And over a period of time, you will develop a dvesha for the doing, which is the cyclical limitation of the limited ideals. From this, you move on to the absolute ideal. What is that absolute ideal? Creation emerged along with Yajna. The human species alone has been blessed with this gift of Yajna from the beginning of creation. From the beginning of creation, don't go to unicellular and all. Beginning of creation means beginning of you. Beginning of you, the human. Don't go into beginning of creation immediately. Don't go to Big Bang theory, sir. And the creation Allah don't start. Whenever we talk about Jantunam, Naranam, Durlabham, creation means the starting point of you as an this human form, this form, this you that we are addressing to now.
Not
Inga Jiva Givalna, don't speak. Don't bring in the Jiva and all that here. You means you, the human, now sitting in front, has this capacity from the beginning. Using this capacity, you attained peace and prosperity. Now, use the same capacity to attain moksha. You have already done that to some extent and you have come to this level. For a person who has not even done this, Vedanta will say, for a person who is not acting at all, you can't straight away go and tell him act for moksha, no. First thing you have to tell him is do. Tapu tappa panna kuda do first. And then do it skillfully. First to do. And then do it skillfully. And then do it with the right attitude. And then do it with the right attitude. Abdinna, when we say the third step, what is implied? The step number 2 and step number 1 is implied. You are doing it skillfully is already implied here. So when we talk about the third step, the first 2 are already included in that. Are you able to follow the sequence? First is do. But sir, tappa pandrome. Better is doing it with lot of mistakes than not doing it itself. Akarma is dangerous than karma. Therefore, do. And then do it skillfully. Like daksha, expertise. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Verse number 48. Verse number 48 and 50, chapter 2. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Skillful doing is yoga, Arjuna. Look at the steps that he takes. First he says kuru. Then he says do it skillfully. A person who has developed a skill only, you can talk about attitude. Skill illadavanga attitude la patti pesna idella pesa dasar nalla irukum. Practically it will not work, he will say. A person who has developed some skill understands the limitation of the skill and he is looking for something more than the skill. Are you able to follow? So first we say do, and then we say do it skillfully, and then we say do it with right attitude. Idilella konja kartrutva irukum. Idilella konja kartrutva irukum. And then the fourth, remember the divine. Remember the divine. And the last stage is what? Ellathiyum utturano. You எல்லாத்தையும் விடுறதுக்கு எதுக்கு எடுக்கணும்? எல்லாத்தையும் விடுறதுக்கு எதுக்கு எடுக்கணும்? Pole vault example. Remember the pole vault. You can't cross the bar without the pole. Neither can you cross it with the pole. Are you able to follow? Therefore, now he is reversing it. Now, in the second yajna, symbolically, what point he is talking? At what point he is talking? The second yajna. In the point he is talking now. Correct. Rajaram. Pole vaulter வந்து அங்க மேல போயிட்டாரு. He has reached to the level of அந்த pole கிட்ட போனதுக்கு அப்புறமா imagine at that level. At that level, he's addressing that level means pitch that as an ideal, he's saying. Pitch that as an ideal. What is that ideal? Having gone to that height, he lets go of what he does. Others who have reached that height, what do? Perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman. இவ்வளோ ஹைட்டுக்கு வந்ததுக்கு இந்த போல் தானே ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிச்சு. ஹவு அன்கிரேட்ஃபுல் இஸ் டு லெட் கோ ஆஃப் த போல். இதெல்லாம் இமோஷனல். இதெல்லாம் using the boat, it is the boat that help you to reach the shore. Boat out to vella vandada you can reach the shore. Neither can you carry the boat on your shoulder after you reach the shore. Why you carry the boat after you reach the shore also? How can I let go, sir? Vedanta says you have to be grateful. No, out of gratitude, I am carrying the boat also. Na Vedanta la illa, you need a different kind of a treatment after that. Are you able to follow? Use the boat and you have to let go of the boat. First stage is to say make effective use of the boat. Second stage is to say leave the boat. Make effective use of the boat the first stage, limited ideal. Let go of the boat itself is the second ideal. Make effective use of the pole is the first ideal. Let go of the pole is the second ideal. See, why he is putting so much of effort to explain all this is because don't immediately personalize it to yourself. But naanga and the level Ilya Sarna, don't personalize it and bring the entire discussion down to a very ordinary plane. Don't do that. At least theoretically lift yourself up. At least theoretically lift yourself. Onna aidadu. Ilya. Vairallam kadakadan pasikirudhu 8 mani aayidhu. Ilya. Dinner time வேற வந்துருத்து. ஜெயஸ்ரீ மாமி வேற சொல்லிட்டே இருக்கா பின்னாடி. அவர் அரவிந்தன் பேசினே இருப்பார். விட்டாக்க அதெல்லாம் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்து சாப்பிட்டுட்டு போயிடலாம். திருப்பி லாகின் பண்ணி பாருங்க. கண்டினியூ பண்ணாருன்னு பேசுங்க, இல்லைன்னா நாளைக்கு கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க. All that will happen. Don't immediately personalize it. We need to lift ourselves up. When you lift yourself up to some extent, you get some glimpse of it. That will motivate you further. Illana, immediately any number of people, everybody has told me, but naangala and the level illa sir. Naangala and the level illa. Naangala immediately you have to personalize it. At least what you do now, try and lift yourself and visualize you are at that stage. In the stage இருக்கோமா நம்ம இப்போ போல effective-ஆ யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த ஹைட்டுக்கு போயிட்டோம். அந்த ஹைட்டுக்கு போன ஸ்டேஜ்ல இப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்? போல விடணும். நாலேஜோட பியூட்டி என்னன்னா ஆரம்பத்துல இருந்தே நீ விடதான் போறாத. அதனால don't get too involved with that also. அதுதான் absolute ideal-னுடைய பியூட்டி. Are you able to follow? From the beginning itself, they teach you how to make effective use of it, and you can't get involved in it. Otherwise, you will get involved in this also. So, from the beginning, they are teaching you that even though it is a very effective tool, even though this is something that is going to be extremely useful to you, extraordinarily useful to you, you need to let go of this also. This body has been a wonderful tool for you, but you have to let go of this. This mind has been a wonderful tool, but you have to let go of this. The intellect has been a wonderful tool. Say thank you and let go of it. அதுக்கு தான் அப்சல்யூட் ஐடியலுக்கு இவ்வளவு ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் வேண்டியிருக்கு. Otherwise, the tendency is to get involved. Otherwise, the tendency is to get involved in this also. You can't say, first I will get involved, then I will get detached. Don't say that. That's ajnanam. That is avidya. Modalla, I will take a few beatings, suffer, then I will learn. Sir, modalla involve ஆயிக்கிறேனே sir, நல்லா. அப்புறமா இதெல்லாம் பண்றேனே. Don't do that from the beginning. Don't get involved from the beginning itself. Is the two yajnas, limited ideal and absolute ideal. And here the focus is to move on to the absolute ideal, which is symbolically represented by saying others perform sacrifice by offering sacrifice itself in the fire of Brahman. In the explanation note, if you go back and read this verse again, you will understand what he is meaning by the second yajna. So, as though theoretically we spoke as though you have two choice in the beginning. First stage. Theoretically we spoke as though we have two choice. But then in practical life, you necessarily have to go through. In practical life, what happens? You will necessarily have to go through ideal number 1 and then mature to ideal number 2. Straight to ideal number 2 kulam vara mudiyadhu. Because the desires from the past, the karmas from the past, the vasanas from the past will not allow you to do this. Therefore, what you do? You do this. Now, where are we now? Where are we now? We have done limited ideal to some extent already. And we have come to this stage. So, you need to, yes, from the ideal number 1, there is a peace, there is a prosperity, there is a stability, things that affect others don't affect you that much. All that is because you have done the limited ideal to some extent and you have come. Having come now to this extent, what you should do? Still don't chase the world. Shift the gears. What is shifting the gears? Shift it to absolute ideal. So the sequence is established. It is not that yajna number 1 or yajna number 2. From yajna number 1 to yajna number 2. Then the cycle is clear. Are you able to follow? Then the cycle is clear. In the cycle, to we need not pat ourselves on our back. To some extent, we have done yajna number 1 and we are here. From now, what we should do? Shift it to 2. If you have to shift it to 2, it is a very major shift. What is the major shift? Skillfully doing with attitude shift mararது. What is the shift now? What is the shift here? Doing is happening, skillful doing is happening, right attitude is also happening. What is the shift now? Remembrance of the divine. Skillfully, with the right attitude, remember the divine. That we will start from yajna number 3 onwards. Such a beautiful sequence. Such a beautiful sequence he has brought about. He has laid out the roadmap so completely. And he has laid out the roadmap in such a simple language also. Straight away, if you read the verse, you can never connect to the cycle. Straight away, if you read the verse, it will look like he is talking about as though you have 12 yajnas in front of you. Of the 12, you choose one. It appears to be like that. If you read it, others, some others na enna artham? Buffet irukudhu. Buffet lendu you choose what you want. Idu buffet kedaiyadhu. Elaila potachu. Elaila potadukku appuram you can't let go. You have to do everything. I have connected the yajna number, the ritual yajna to the concept yajna to the limited ideal to the absolute ideal. Now, what is absolute ideal? Doing it skillfully with the right attitude. Now the shift is, what is the shift that we are trying to include now? Because at every stage it is adding up one more. It is an addition. From non-doing length, doing is an addition. Eno dano doing length, tapatapa doing length, doing it skillfully. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga karmasu kaushalam length, doing it with the right attitude. Ippo nalavud addition. What is the nalavud addition? Remembering the divine. அது எப்படி யஜ்ஞா நம்பர் 3 ல இருந்து we will start, which we will be doing it on Thursday. Tomorrow we have the regular class, so we will continue this on Thursday. சரியா? Now understand the sequence and the cycle, yajna number 1 to yajna number 2. Even though theoretically we spoke about as though it is the road that you have two choices as in Shreya and Preya and all that, in practical life it is moving from 1 to the 2. சரியா? With this we conclude for today and I will continue Thursday.